Hi guys, I'm cold. Now I'm questioning why I live where the air hurts my face. But you can see behind us, we halfway got the plastic on. The tunnel, it's on, kind of. It's as good as it's gonna get for right now. We still need to build the end walls and secure everything down. So now we just play the game of hope and pray that it stays on and there's no major wind that rips it off. But I wanted to go in the tunnel and check on everything because I have like a little Bluetooth thermometer. I think, oh, my phone's in my pocket. But it doesn't reach inside the house, unfortunately. So I still have to come out here and check. But because there are no end walls or anything on the tunnel yet, you want to see how I have to get in here? Let me show you.
Ooh, I didn't bring gloves. You want to go inside? Oh. Come on, Dixie.
I feel like I'm coming through the hobbit hole when I do that. But look at this. Isn't this amazing? This is like a dream. I've been dreaming of a tunnel and green things when it's crappy outside. So it's 30 degrees outside and it's 46 in here. 97% humidity. So if my hair starts getting crazy, that's why. But yeah, I like these handy little thermometers. It's really cheap on Amazon. I think it was like $13. But I use this like in the greenhouse where I have all my plant starts. I use it in the basement if I'm starting things down there. I've used it to monitor my cheese aging because it has the temperature and the humidity, which is important. So get you one of these. It's like $13 on Amazon, and it's Bluetooth, but only to a certain foot. But anyway, I came out here because I was gonna harvest some stuff. We've been eating, I barely have to buy groceries, which is great. Mostly just kid snacks, but we've been eating like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, everything from the farm, which is also another dream coming true. It's so fun. But okay, so I'll show you this broccoli that needs picked. The little florets. So broccoli is just like little flower heads and you just eat it before it flowers. But this is getting really close to flowering, so I need to pick that. This over here is a broccoli plant that I've already picked the center stem, like the main flower head. But don't toss your broccoli if you pick the one in the center because it will send off these little side shoots for quite a while. So I'll keep it as long as it keeps producing these little baby broccolis. We got a few little broccolis. I've got lots of kale growing. So I think I'm gonna pick some and turn that into some kale chips. My husband has been requesting kale chips for a couple weeks now, so I think I'll pick some. Isn't this scarlet kale so pretty? Isn't it pretty, Dixie? Shocker that some of my tags got mixed up when I was planting. I thought that it was all collards, the green portion behind the scarlet kale, and this is a collard leaf, and this is not a collard leaf. This must be, Dixie, not for you. This must be the premier kale that I bought. I got the seed from Baker Creek. I think it was new this season or last season, I can't remember. So I've got a few different kinds. I think collards and kales are kind of interchangeable sometimes, especially when you're just baking them crispy. But I've got all different colors and textures. And then I think I want to pick a couple cabbages because I'm running out of sauerkraut. We've been eating it lately. It was so good, and I followed Off Grid and Doug with Stacy's recipe. I mean, if you can call it a recipe. I just chopped up cabbages, apples, carrots, and of course, you know, your saltwater brine or whatever, but the secret ingredient was caraway seeds, and it's so good. It's like my favorite sauerkraut, so I think I'm gonna do that again. So the main things that I'm worried about in this tunnel, because I honestly think the cabbages and the stuff will be fine overnight, but the cauliflower isn't quite as cold hardy as the other things are, and it is showing some it's a little bit worse for wear on the leaves. The cauliflower heads are fine, but I'll show you what cold damage looks like on a brassica. It has a little bit of cold damage. It's kind of purple tinged on the ends, and that is a sign that it got a little bit too cold, and it really hasn't even been, I mean, it's been cold, but it hasn't been lower 20s like it's supposed to be. But I've got cauliflower in all stages. I've got little ones and some bigger ones, and I think I'm gonna have to start picking them even on the smaller side, because I would rather have, that's snow falling off. I would rather have small, am I saying cabbages or cauliflower? I don't know. If I did, I meant cauliflower. I would rather have small cauliflower than no cauliflower at all. I was hoping that cold temperatures would kill these dang caterpillars, but they just keep surviving. Like, look how big this one is. Disgusting. Gross. Absolutely not, sir. I also have cabbages in all stages because I grew, I think 3 or 4 different kinds, and the first kind, and we've been really liking because they're early, are these, they're called Cordebu cabbages. I got the seeds from Baker Creek, and they're like cone shaped, like they look different than other cauliflower, or, God, I keep messing up. They look different than the other cabbages, but they are beautiful. They're heading up. Basically, how you tell if a cabbage is ready is you just squeeze the head, and if it feels really good and firm, it's ready to pick. And if it's kind of squishy, that means that the leaves on the inside haven't filled out yet. But these are a smaller cabbage anyway. But I'm gonna pick a few, maybe one for dinner, and then I definitely want to make some more sauerkraut. How I pick my cabbages is I just take it and twist. Maybe. And doing it this way leaves all the roots in the ground, and they'll decompose and give back to the soil. You don't have to rip the whole thing out, and I find it easier. And then I will trim all the outer leaves off. You can eat these if you want, and if I needed to I would, but they're just tougher than the tender ones on the inside. So the chickens will get a happy cabbage treat today. Look at this little veggie haul. Now I realized if I'm gonna make my cabbage or my sauerkraut, I need a few carrots. I've been just picking carrots here and there. I just picked the bigger ones that I can find. Dang it! Don't you hate when you're picking carrots and you pull the tops off on accident? I do. I was getting ready to say congratulations, it's twins, but like, look, they're just wrapped around each other. Hey, get out of my carrot bed, sister. There's a couple better sized ones. Like I said, I've been picking carrots lately, so there aren't a whole lot of bigger ones. Oh look, what's hiding? A little radish. That's a bonus. Oh look, another one. So how I plant my carrots is I basically just scatter them everywhere. There's no rhyme or reason in here. And then how I pick them, I don't thin them at all. I just pick out the ones that are close to each other. So the ones in the beginning will be smaller, and then as the season goes on, they'll have more room to grow, so they'll get bigger. I don't really have to do anything to the carrots. They'll be just fine. Even if, dang it, even if the tops died back a little bit, the root underground is still protected. I don't think this, since the tunnel is going to heat up during the day, the daytime, the soil's not going to freeze like it does outside. None of these carrots are going to live to get massive anyway, because I chose varieties with a short growing time, which means a smaller carrot, because I planted them late, so I knew they wouldn't have had time to get big anyway. Oh, she's long and skinny. I think these are called little. I think the variety is Little Fingers, because duh. Oh, there's one. Carrots are so fun to grow because you don't know what's under there, and then you pick it and it's a surprise every time. Okay, this is a nice group of baby carrots. Now that I'm thoroughly filthy, I didn't wear my barn overalls out here because they're kind of dirty, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna stay clean in the high tunnel. I didn't think about picking carrots, so I am no longer clean. Let's go inside. It's snowing. You probably won't be able to catch it on camera because it's like the little tiny snows. I'm smiling, but I really don't like snow. I can move somewhere warm where it never snowed and I'd be perfectly happy. First stop on the treat train. You guys want some cabbage leaves? And here's some happy chickies with their cabbage leaves. Pro tip. So, if you have movable chickens, like I do, which is the best way to keep them because chickens are gross and it's good to move their surroundings, is keep them up by your house by the winter. Like, here's the house, and then the chickens are back there. It's much easier to do chores. It's much easier to get the motivation to go break water and feed if they're in your line of, like, they're crossing paths with you anyway. Well, I was gonna wash these outside and save me a step of getting everything nasty, but I guess I'm gonna have to take these in and wash them. So here's my happy little haul. We're definitely not gonna starve, but when you start growing your own food, you've really got to change your eating habits, and you have to eat like what you have, what's in season, what you have the most of at the time. So we've been eating a lot of cabbage, but we love cabbage. Another way I use it is chop it up fine like a salad, because these are so tender. This is not like the cabbage you get from the store. Like, this is fresh, it's tender, it's crisp at the same time, it's delicious, it's sweet. I've been chopping that up with some broccoli, onions, whatever other little veggie, carrots maybe, that is in the fridge. Putting a little dressing on it, and it's like broccoli salad. It's delicious. So I guess that's one thing I can look forward to going into the season of the cold, is yummy cabbage things. But I think this is where I'm gonna leave for today. Thanks for checking out the high tunnel with me. I'm so excited to be able to grow. I've never had a garden this late. I've never had things in November growing and green and happy, and it really does boost my dopamine, serotonin, whichever one is in there that makes me happy. Just going in and smelling like the greenhouse. If you're a gardener or a plant person, you know that like the wet dirt smell is just smells like happy. Anyway, I'm rambling. So if you want, this coming week I'll share that how I do my sauerkraut, which is basically just wing it, but it is so delicious. I made sauerkraut, this batch I put in a half-gallon jar. I made it in June and we're finishing it now because you only eat a little bit at a time. But it keeps a really long time if you keep it in the fridge, like, and it just keeps getting better in the fridge. But anyway, thanks for walking around. If you're in a winter wonderland as well and you like it, congratulations. If you hate it like me, I'm sorry. And if you live in a warm place, I'm jealous. So thanks for watching. Until next time.